everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I am doing a kind of a collab get ready with me video with my bestie Amanda, and we are using only our painting project items. So everything that I use today is in a project currently, and I hear my kid trying to come in, so they may come in and out. I don't know. I'm going to start with the Catrice Prime and Fine Keep Me Matte Primer. This is the only primer that I currently have in a project. And there's my daughter. That was a quick visit. All right, that was my primer and my foundation. Surprise, surprise, I frankened it. No, I didn't film it, but it was nothing exciting. I have two of my current foundations. One is Maybelline, one is LA Girl. I can show you which ones they are. I just, this is the reason why I put it in. This is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily Skin. This is in 125 Nude Beige. It is a little warm for me. It's other than that, it is fine, but this LA Girl Pro Matte foundation in beige is way too light for me. I figured they would work well together, and this one has a pump, which I appreciate. This one does not, which, you know, see, and I was having a hard time constantly trying to get it out on my brush, this bad boy right here, and I would either get too much, too little, and then if I got too little I put a little bit more on, then it would be too much. It was frustrating me. So I put it in here with a little bit of tea tree oil because, you know, we get those hormonal breakouts periodically. So now I know that I can just put 2 pumps on here, 1.5 to 2 pumps, and I have the right amount. So that makes me happy. I'm just going to put this on. I do have my mirror right here, and I have my big mirror right there, so I'm just going to blend this in. Now that that is blended in, I'm going to put a little bit of concealer. This is the lavender one because I get like slightly yellowing underneath my eyes, and it's not my favorite thing in the world. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this under here and blend that out. Now that I look pale as a ghost, I look even more pale in the viewfinder, which that just happens. That happens. I am actually going to be using an eyeshadow to set underneath my eyes. I just have to find the right brush. And it's just like a light matte cream, and I'm just barely dusting a little bit on there and keeping that from creasing. I gotta tell you, it's a little weird doing this to the camera instead of my big mirror right here, because that's what I'm used to. So everything feels just a little off. All right. Now I am just going to put a little powder all over my face. This is the Color Max Photochromatic Press Powder in beige, and I'm just going to use this fluffy e.l.f. brush. right, powder is done. Gotta put these things back where they belong, otherwise, you know, it's gonna be a mess. So now I'm just gonna warm up my face a little bit. Let's see. I have my Franken blush and bronzer in here. I'm gonna use just the tiniest little bit of the bronzer to, I usually just barely touch my cheeks, mostly just to get the excess off, and then I want to slightly contour my nose, just because my nose looks so white right now. So now I actually look like I have a nose. And I will take my powder brush and just kind of blend that a little bit. I don't want like crazy obvious lines, but you know, gotta do something. All right. Now I'm actually gonna use, this is technically a blush. This is Peachy Keen from e.l.f. and a big, what is this brush? This is the angled face brush from Bare Minerals, and I'm just gonna warm up all around the perimeter of my face. It's a very, very subtle color, so it's actually kind of buildable. And I always do my neck just so, you know, it blends. Yeah, you blend. Sorry, I had my cousin Vinny moment there. I so am not fancy when it comes to my makeup. I like simple, except for the eyes. And even then it's pretty simple. It just doesn't always look simple, but it usually is. All right, moving on to, it's one thing about natural hair bristles, they shed. All right, I'm gonna do a blush, but since I'm wearing one of my favorite colors to wear, like that cranberry wine, whatever color you wanna call it, I'm going to be using my Franken eyeshadow, but I'm actually going to use this as my blush today. And I'm using the Flawless Face Brush from Bare Minerals. And so I don't look like a clown, I'm using another brush from Bare Minerals. This is the Featherlight, and I just kind of blend that. All right, I'm going to keep my blush brush and my blending brush right here, and then I'm going to put a little highlighter on. I'm getting a little creative. I'm using, kind of don't want to show it to you because I don't want to spoil it, but it's what I'm going to use. So here it is. This is Fabulous. It's from the Real Her Be Your Own Beauty palette. I like it as a face highlight, so I'm just going to use my Coastal Scents brush. This is the BRC S26. It's my highlighter brush. That's what I use. I'm just gently placing some color here because, again, I don't like bam in your face highlight. That is not my thing. Little on the upper lip. Barely a tiny bit on the nose. Just, you know. And then I will go over gently with the blush, not adding any more product, just whatever's on there, just to help the colors meld together a little bit, and then buff them in together. All right, that part is done. And I can put my one acrylic drawer away. It's how I keep my stuff. I have my brushes in one, my eye stuff in another, and then my face stuff in that one that I just showed you. That's my weekly basket. All right, moving on to, I have to put a little bit of lip balm on because I don't like having dry lips. So I usually just put a touch on. Much, much better. All right, now I'm going to do something with these skinny caterpillars on top of my eyes. Pulling all my brushes out so I can find them. Finding them is a very important thing. And I can't find my spoolie. Oh, there it is. Spoolie. And I usually just brush out my brows because you get powder and foundation and stuff in your brows. That's never a good look. All right, once I do that, since I've started panning this, the e.l.f. Tame, the brow gel, I have been putting this on before I do any kind of powder or anything because I'm not panning any kind of like pomades or anything like that. And powder, it needs something to stick to, at least for my brows. So I will just use this in my brow area. Wow, that one got a little bit crazy. That normally doesn't happen. See, I'm messy too, Amanda. Now you can actually see where my natural eyebrow hairs are and aren't. And you know, they're not sisters, they're not cousins. I don't think they're even related, my eyebrows. They've never matched, ever. All right, I'm gonna give those a moment to set up a little bit because I don't like to put powder on them when they're like super wet. So this is usually where I will just put something on my lips so I don't look ghastly pale. This is Bite Beauty Glacé. I like it, but I always have to have balm underneath of it. Otherwise it just feels a little too dry on my lips. All right, give these brows a moment to dry. Dry brows, dry. No, I don't really do that. I'm just being silly. All right, next I'm going to pull out my Bare Minerals powder, brow powder in dark blonde, medium brown. It's one of my favorite brow powders. It's not very exciting, but I like it. And I've used this for years. I do use eyeshadow periodically, but right now I'm panning this, so it makes sense to use it. I'm going to work on my tails first. It's probably backwards from how everyone else does it. I think I've seen most people start up here first, but my tails are so uneven, partially because I do have a mole on this side and they don't have the same shape. So I don't know, I've always done my tails first. This mirror is super low. It's very, very awkward. Setting on top of my closed laptop just to get a little bit more height. This is not going to be a good eyebrow day. My arches are completely different. This one arches closer to the inside, where this one arches closer to the outside. It's a struggle. Anyone else that has non-related eyebrows, y'all know what I'm talking about. Not perfect, but they'll do. Next is the eye primer, but before I do that, I usually will clean up a little bit under my brow area because this is so uneven with the hairs growing in. I usually take a cream concealer, if I can get it out of here, I'm working with the Jane Iredale right now. And this little tiny brush right here from Coastal Scents, and I just get a tiny little bit on the brush and kind of work that underneath my brows. Alrighty, still going good. All right, I am just going to set that. Oh, wait, primer. Jessica, pay attention. What are you doing? Primer, e.l.f. This is in Pearl. Not my favorite because it is very like white, which is part of why I like to use the concealer up higher. So, and this one dries pretty quick, so I only do one eye at a time with the primer. Okay, primer is done. Now I am going to use this same brush and the same shadow that I used under my eyes, and I'm just gonna lightly set that primer. This is from the Jane Iredale palette that I depotted. And part of the reason that I feel like I have to set my primer is because I have incredibly oily eyelids and they will crease on me. So it's just, it's what I know works for me to keep me from creasing, so that's what I always do. Though I know a lot of people don't set their primer anymore because you get more color payoff if you don't set your primer, but you know, doesn't matter if I have color payoff, if it's gonna crease on me and look like a crazy mess. So I still set mine. Alrighty then, moving on to my transition shade. I am going to be using this shade from the Profusion Eyes palette. It is, it's kind of a slightly warm nude, and it just, it works for me. I'm gonna take this crown brush. It's a two-sided crown brush. It's worn off. I don't even remember which one it was. I got it in Ipsy like 100 years ago. Not really 100, but quite a few years ago. So I'm just going to get that in here. I know I use a brush that a lot of people wouldn't use, but it just works for me. I had a feeling that was going to cut out because of the amount of time. It won't be the same as you watching it in real time. It was well over 20 minutes, but you know, I'm going to speed up some of the parts for you guys. Since I don't know where it cut off, I am just going to continue. All right, I'm taking my ABH brush that came, I think, in Sultry, and just, it's clean, and I just want to blend that out. Okay, next I am going to be using what I used for my blush. This is my Franken Shadow. So basically I have my transition, I have my crease shade. A lot of times I will bring my crease shade down into my outer third. It's just what I do because I don't know. It's just what I do. And then I'm gonna take the clean brush again and just blend. I'm gonna take one of my Coastal Scents brushes. This is the N09, and I'm gonna go into like a super, super dark brown. Let me see if I can pry it out of here so you guys can see it from the Sephora Colorista palette, and just kind of stamp it out here in my outer corner. And then without adding any product, because someone commented last time I did, and I look, that no wonder you go through so much eyeshadow because, you know, back and forth, back and forth. I don't add more product onto this unless I absolutely have to. I have not this time, and then I will blend it out with whatever product is on. Okay, now that I have that insanely dark brown blended in, I am going to, I don't know why I do it this way. I'm different from most, I guess. I don't know where I got this brush. I don't know what brand it is. It's technically a lip brush. I would never use this for my lips. I'm going to use the same crease shade, and I'm just going to do my lower lash line. I know, it's out of order. Weird mouth shapes again. I don't know why. And I just try to connect through the end of my eye, up with here, and I just dropped it on the floor. It's okay, we're done with that one. I'll pick it up later. Let's see. What do we want to do now? I am going to use Fabulous again. I'm going to use it in my inner third. I am going to spritz it with a little bit of setting spray, whatever this stuff is. This is a synthetic brush from Coastal Scents. This is the BRBS20. It is true, my camera hates me today. It just is not designed to do any length of video filming, and maybe I should reconsider getting another camera that is actually a video camera. Getting on with this. All right, so I have done the outer third and the inner third, and I'm going to go back with my crease color because we like simple. Putting it on a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to tap that in. And then on the flip side, I'm going to get a little bit of the color that I used in my inner third just to kind of blend those together a little bit. All right, and then I am going to put some of the dark brown from my outer corner onto my lower lash line. Using my big brush to brush anything away that might have fallen. And that's just how I get people asking if I wear tape, which I don't. This is just how I clean it up. It's just what works for me. Next, I am going to do my inner corners. Crazy enough with a pink, but you know. And I'm using the other half of that crown brush. And this is Coastal Scents Light Pink. If I didn't say that, I don't think I did. All right, now it's time for my eyeliner. And we'll go from there. I'm gonna really have to look down for this one. This is Mally Onyx, and it's just like one of those retractable pencils. There's the liner as my color adjusts on my camera. I do not take my eyeliner all the way in like I used to, and I find that it just weighed my eyelids down too much, especially since I have hooded eyes, so I no longer do that. I did some very, very exciting things while I was gone. My camera just kept overheating over and over again. I needed to really give it more than like a couple minutes break. So I went ahead and I just set my eyeliner with this Sephora Colorista eyeshadow and this little detail brush right here. This is from Coastal Scents. The number's worn off. So I just set that, and then I did my spritz of the Ulta setting spray. This is the matte version. And then, of course, I did my lashes. Just, you know, basic mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. And yeah, that is it. I did put a little bit extra of the Bite Beauty Glacé on my lips, and that is all I did. And of course I took my little headband out so that I could put my hair down. I still have not broken up my gel cast, so it's a little crazy right now. But this is a get ready with me, so, you know, you guys can watch me scrunch out my gel cast so that it doesn't look hard and crunchy. And that's pretty much going to be the extent of it. A little zhuzh up top to get a little bit more volume, and yeah, that's it. That's all I do. My hair is still actually it's not like super damp, but there's a little bit in it that's not quite dry, but yeah, super simple. That was my get ready with me. I used 100% products that are in Panning Projects right now. This just happens to be the color that I chose for the day because I really wanted to wear this shirt. I don't know, I was just feeling the you know, the fall vibes again. I could live in fall. I really could. Not the cold part, like the warm part, but the colors. The fall colors are just, they're my jam. All right, that is everything for this Get Ready With Me. Let me know if this is something you guys want to see again. If so, I might try to film on my phone or something. I don't know, because this camera, it is an actual like a camera. It's not a video camera, and it's not designed to do very long videos, so I don't know. But I am willing to try. Maybe I might break it up from face and eyes to like do a video split, not a video split, but like filming sessions, and do it that way so that I can let my camera cool down in between doing the face makeup and the eye makeup. That's a thought. So let me know if this is something you guys want to see again. Definitely check out Amanda's channel, because she hinted at the fact that she might have been a little entertaining when she was doing her makeup. So I want a good laugh along with you guys. I haven't seen it, and I'm going to go over there and watch it as soon as it is done. So check her out. She's going to be linked down below, and of course her gorgeous face will be at the end. And that is everything. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you on my next video, have a beautiful day.